Why do you need to wear a jacket when you got that much hair?
Well, I get cold.
From what?
From, like, the hair traps the cold in.
Not the way sheep work.
Exactly.
Yeah, but wool's amazing. I don't think his hair has the same properties as wool. Like, it's...
Don't judge him.
No, I will.
Oh. Doug's judging you. You got a Doug judge.
No, he's a judge pop.
Judge what?
Judge pop.
What's a judge pop?
Don't judge me, judge the judge pop.
What the fuck's a judge pop?
You were really bringing your A game tonight, aren't you, fella?
What's a judge pop?
Don't push me, push pop.
It's not that funny because you have to explain
And
it.
it's not that funny even when you explain it. Doug?
Welcome to the crust. I haven't done that for a while either.
It's because you haven't brought us in for a while.
I'd well and truly got past the crusty crowbar.
Did not. Definitely did not. It's only been 110 episodes and you still
It's
stuff it up.
always a good joke, though. Just to soften us up, just get us in. You ready?
Is that dancing?
No, it wasn't. I was sort of just... I was doing
The
like...
way that you just danced then reminded me of the creepy guy that sniffs hair in Charlie's Angels movie.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. That's right. I'm good
I
with
need
that.
to have my hair a bit flatter.
Yeah, just bending down, being all creepy.
You've done a good rendition.
Honestly, cannot quote anything from a Charlie's Angels movie, and I don't know why
He brings
you
that
can.
guy up a fair bit.
It's not a quote, it's sniffing hair. It's not just like...
Wait.
It's like you
He
watch
can-
subtitles, man sniffs hair. Actually, that probably would come
He
up
can
in subtitles, wouldn't it?
identify with that guy. He feels him. He's like, I know where
Is
he's
he
at.
like Marty McFly's dad?
Yeah, it is
Back
that
in-
guy.
Oh, it is that? I didn't know that.
Are you being fucking smart?
I'm being serious.
How could you guess that? You could not guess that.
You full of shit!
Because he put the hair down, and I'm like, okay, that reminds me of Marty McFly's dad from...
Is he talking shit? Do you reckon he's talking shit, Doug?
You're talking shit
You're
out your
talking
dickhole.
shit.
No,
At your dickhole.
seriously. I was like, who is this person, Charlie's Angels, you're talking about? And then, like, so it is the same guy.
It's the same actor. You're talking shit.
I'm not.
Fuck off.
Welcome to the Trusty Crowbar, episode 109.
10, you dickhead. Are you serious?
That's why I had a question mark at the
We
end.
said that before. Like, it's 110, isn't it?
No, I think there was a
yeah, it
discussion
is.
of 09
We
and then
did.
I stopped listening. I heard the 109. I'm like, oh yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. When
So
we
you
said
didn't hear
that
the part before it is last week's was 109.
And then all I heard was the 109.
You make life difficult.
I listened to as much as I needed.
Yeah. Well, you didn't because the amount you needed to listen to was we've done episode 109. We're up to 110.
Okay,
Someone-
110.
I'm Reese Whitting Slow.
I'm Lucas Whittingslow.
And I'm your host, Douglas Fry.
Someone came into work.
I just cheersed.
Ching ching.
Someone came into work the other day, and like I recognised their face, and I was like, "Oh, hi,
It
how
was
you
me.
It's like, hang on, is that... Are you Marty McFly's dad? Yeah, it is me. And Charlie's Angels, creepy guy? Yeah. All right, go on, finish your silly
Anyway,
story.
so they were at work, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" and stuff, and like I could see, like I recognised them, and I remember it was from ages ago. I can't really remember exactly what from.
Was it an old girlfriend?
No, it's something. And they, Jesus, what's that?
How hard did he laugh just then?
Cock.
Oh, shit.
Have a look at the spikes on the...
Anyway,
Oh,
so
yeah. Yeah,
I was
let's
like,
go.
"How you doing?" And they were like, "Hey," I'm like, "Anything I help you with?" They're like, "You still doing the Trusty Crowbar?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How do you know the Trusty Crowbar?"
I was on it.
It probably was. Shit, I can't remember.
Was it James?
Is this story going to...
So it's not going to go anywhere. But then I was like, "Oh, I'm doing it, like we did 109 episodes and stuff," and he's like, "Oh, wow, that's really good effort. Yeah, keep up the good work." I think he was doing something creative like a podcast at the time, like years ago, but
Just didn't do
Was
it.
this the person that tweeted at us?
Now, Lucas,
That said-
if the
No.
guy knows about the podcast, he might be listening to this one and then realise that you're a dog and can't remember him.
yeah, no.
So, sorry,
Well, you
guy.
could tweet at us. At us.
Yeah.
I can speak.
What is it? At Trusty Crowbar?
It's been so long. You.
AU.
I mean, you know how like when you don't quite you recognise someone but you don't remember who they are. And
Like Marty McFly.
And usually you just go along with like you're just polite. You're like, oh yeah, hey, how you doing and stuff, and you sort of recognise it.
But then he got real specific.
Yeah, this time I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go straight out there and be like, sorry, what was your name?
Yeah.
He turns and he goes, John, and and then I had to do the polite thing because I still couldn't remember.
Yeah,
I was
like, oh yeah.
Okay, I have a story about something that happened also.
No.
That's a
Throwback to
Please tell me more.
It's a throwback to a Let's Play. So,
Oh, they had to connect that themselves, and you made it really easy. There was points if they could.
it's the type
if
of
they
jokes
knew
that I come up with.
That wasn't intentional, by the way, for me.
Oh, wasn't
no,
it?
it was not.
That's his normal.
That's my
his normal
shock noise.
scoff.
I was driving in my car. Also weird. I know. Driving in a car.
Fellas in the back
I had
seat.
the radio on. And so they had the host, whoever it was. Let's say it was Lucas and Reese. And I was like, they're running through all their...
How would we introduce our hosting of like on the radio?
Not the point. Shut up. You can wait. So they're like, yeah, you can check us out on the Facebooks, Lucas and Reese Show. You can check us out on this. And everything was exactly the same except for one thing. And then it was like, they had an N instead of and.
And they had to explain it.
Yeah, and I was like laughing to myself as every single fucking social media that we had.
Every
is
episode we have
slightly
to
different.
leave about 20 minutes to explain.
And then we still have to be like, what was it again? It's like, we don't know. How can we expect anyone else to freaking know? But yeah, they went through their website, Facebook, whether they had YouTube as well, and Twitter, and just one of them was different, and I had to giggle. Because I was like, I can feel you, bro.
Yeah, I can feel you, but your last not hard.
I'm like,
Welcome to the Trusty Crowbar.
I was still like, but they're still better organised than us. Like,
Because they get fucking paid for it.
Hey, well, if you want to pay me and Doug, we'll be all right for
no,
it.
but they didn't even have show. It literally was just like Jack and Chris.
So should we add
like,
shows
how
where
did they
we should-
get that? Like, it was so
Yeah, just Jack and-
straightforward. I'm like, why
Is
was
it Jack and Chris or Jack and Chris?
Jack and Chris?
Jack, yeah, just Jack and Chris.
Yeah, that's deteriorated quickly. So
I just got on my phone. I was like, fuck, listen to this dickhead.
We should talk
shut your
about some.
face. This is
Let's talk about some games.
it's because no one has played any games, so it's been
We
2
all
weeks.
played Uncanny Valley last week.
We did
We
play
did.
some Uncanny
And
Valley.
Our video.
And how horrible were we at it?
well, we did.
No, we were all right.
We died after an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So yeah, couldn't quite figure out how to shoot someone or attack them or stop.
That's because Doug had the mouse. So
True.
that,
Definitely could have been me.
I'm sure Doug's a great soldier. Would be a great fighter for our
Like, I
country.
won't even deny it, Reese. There is a high probability or likelihood that it was me.
That's
I
your
know.
fault that we died and got our arms and limbs cut off. But it is
Well,
a cool
first
game.
we got maimed,
Yeah.
and we were just trying to limp away.
And we limped all the way to the other side of the room, and it was a dead end.
Yep.
That was frustrating.
Pointless limping. No, we got an item, didn't we? We did get an item. But the game being said, it is a very interesting game.
I'd play this
Which-
game on iPad.
We should.
Did you?
I
Oh, you would?
I would, yeah.
We should point out what style of game it is, Reese. Let the listeners know.
They set the scene.
It is a pixelated survival horror game. Yep.
Yep, side scroller.
Side scroller.
And that you are a security officer. That
But it has almost some point and click.
You're a security officer from Jersey.
from Jersey.
Jersey.
That the time
Elements.
does not move at all, no matter where.
clock.
Like the clock. There.
Yep, the clock
That's
does
one
not
thing.
move, but
But it is
your day
ti-
does change. It is
Yeah,
time.
it is a time-based
Yeah.
game, though, so you only have a set amount of time each night on your security shift, and you can choose what you do or don't do, which we didn't realise how quickly each night was
Yeah.
going to go.
Yeah, the nights
Once
do
you-
run it pretty quick.
Once you finish,
It's only a few minutes. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
Did you say hot or
no,
shut?
It was yawning.
Oh, can you tell them to shut up?
Shut up, Doug.
That's fair enough.
Once you finish your shift, you have to go back to bed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll pass out
Pass
and fall
out.
asleep somewhere and then get hallucinations
Yeah.
in your dream.
Which is pretty cool. And like we only had one ending, so we don't know exactly what was going to come out
death.
of it.
Oh, no, wait. It wasn't death. It was...
We died.
Yeah, you got cut up.
We got our limbs cut off. So I'm pretty sure when you lose all your limbs, you lose a lot of blood.
Yeah.
and then you die.
But
So
I'm guessing that none of us have looked into the game further, which I didn't want to because I didn't want to spoil anything. I do want to play it further. I'm guessing it's each night, like, it would be a branching storyline or like story arcs in terms of who you go and see, and if you upset that person, obviously it must affect what happens next.
Yeah, well,
there's a
we
lot
wanted
of times
to go see Ava, wasn't it?
no. It was
Gwendolyn?
some chick.
Some girl in room
we
2.
did see
and we
her
went,
in
we
the,
went,
in the
tried to
end
find
of
her.
the game.
yeah, but we
Remember.
went to go say good day to her when she was like, come around, see me tonight. But then she wouldn't open her door.
It was a very sad moment. Very
Good
sad
game
moment.
though. Like, we enjoyed just our short playthrough. We'll have to play some more.
We popped it up on YouTube, so if anyone wants to watch this play,
It's going to be right here.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's going to be on our YouTube channel.
it'll be
Search
in it.
for
It
it.
could just be in the
It
description.
can be in the comments below.
It could be.
Below.
It could be. That's it. Abbreviating.
What else has everyone played?
Played. Well, I honestly haven't played much, but there has been some news that has been come to
Yeah,
show
let's not-
some light of day.
We haven't actually done a news segment for a
Yeah,
while.
not for a while. Let's just smash
have
that
a
out. Like
discussion.
6 hours. of it.
News.
I think what Reese is bringing up here is the greatest thing I've seen in a long time since Oculus got announced, the
Your
HoloLens.
toes.
I'm not going to talk
It
about
looks-
that, but you
will.
will.
Well, we will,
It.
Doug. No, okay, cool. Reese, what were you going to talk about?
No, you can if you like. Go, quick. You got 3 minutes.
You giving someone time.
No, because otherwise I'll get real caught up on it too.
I was only just butting in just to
Well,
annoy
no,
him,
don't
and
bring
then-
it up. You talk about
Oh, let's talk about the
your
HoloLens.
fancy
Okay.
another virtual reality
It's not another
thing to
virtual
wear on
reality.
your face to look like a dickhead and get punched in the dick
It's basically
again.
a computer operating system in your head, which you wear around the house, and the
but it
apps.
seems to be utilising
Honestly,
technology more
alright.
like Google Glass.
How do you guys feel about seeing blue all the time?
Blue
What are you
screen-
basing that off?
Well, it's made by Microsoft, right?
the blue screen of death, Doug.
Yeah.
Don't get it. Haven't seen that for a long time.
Yeah, it's
You're
actually
confused.
grey now, I think.
Was it
I
really?
still haven't seen that either.
Yeah, true. I haven't seen blue screen of death in a
Oh.
while. I was trying to make a funny joke, Doug.
A 90s joke.
A 90s joke. I'm a 90s kid. All right?
What I'm more used to
I'm
seeing
hip, I'm
these
cool.
days is black background, Apple icon.
Yeah.
My phone crashed like 6 times this morning trying to listen to a podcast.
Really?
Yep.
That's weird.
I bet sometimes it was a real soft crash.
It's
where
strange that I never see that on my phone
Yeah, it is weird.
because it's an Android.
It'd do a real soft crash where it like flash up the Apple icon, then straight back to business.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
weird.
And then at one time it just like totally shut down. I had to hard reset it.
What the
Yeah, it's a good morning.
hell's up with your phone?
Don't know.
Dodgy.
Yeah, so
Haunted phone.
HoloLens.
Yeah, the HoloLens.
Like
looks-
that's like just to explain it quickly for anyone that has been living under a rock. Reese. Like I said, I watched a lot of press have got to use it in the last few days, and it seems that it's just in the vein of Google Glass, like similar sort of technology. So it's overlaying over the top of reality, so augmented reality. Reese.
So isn't that what Vive
No,
we're going to do?
Nope. No, so it's that's full screens in front of your face, but then the towers or lighthouses that they have, they give like you spatial awareness, or like so it knows where your body is.
Do you honestly see it being as smooth as what the video is, and you don't see things going?
That was a live demo, so-
I don't know.
Because you know when you do augmented reality and you do it on the 3DS, and it can be a bit jittery and jumpy.
Yeah.
So, like honestly, if you're doing this, spinning your head around, I do
No,
not
but
see
the
it doing
diff-
that, and that will have you to have pretty
the
bad
difference
motion
is
sickness.
it's
wouldn't it?
right in front of your face and being beamed straight into your eye. And apparently the DPI is like dots per inch, Reese. Is to the point where, like, I was watching someone who got to spend half an hour or whatever, a lot of time people got to do, and he said if you held a pretend piece of paper, you could read that. It was clear enough to read.
Right.
So it's just seems to be the sort of. I was surprised that was the fidelity that it is. But no one seems to be talking about games at this stage, Luke, for gaming
Well,
wise.
no, they did.
I think they
did a full
something
Minecraft
like that.
video.
Something like that. They would be
They've
putting
done a
games
full-
into it,
Yeah,
but
they-
I think they're taking a different approach to it because everyone is doing.
Why
a
don't
virtual
we talk
reality
about this
headset.
when they had the original trailer, Lucas,
Like, there's
when
gonna
they
be-
did show Minecraft?
When you think-
2 months ago.
Why didn't they talk about it in the most recent
No,
one?
we could have.
Why didn't we?
Yeah, we never approached.
I think Ben brought up HoloLens once. And we were like, Minecraft.
I never even heard about it.
Yeah.
There is going to be a new section in every store that's going to have virtual reality headsets.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Do you want the Vive? Do you want the
Oculus?
Do you want the
I think
Morpheus?
one of
Do you
them
want the
is-
Hologen? Blah blah.
I said to Luke though, for AU wise, I thought this would be like a $12.99 product.
You reckon?
Yeah,
That
because
much?
this one, it's went from apparently a couple months ago, it was like crazy prototype, like cobbled together, power leads going everywhere, and now it looks like a visor off Star Trek and is just self-powered and powered as in CPU wise is all built in.
What?
Yeah, like this was not right.
No, they must have had something streaming to it.
They were saying that this was running separately. That's
See-
what I was saying.
So by the looks of it, it's got like that video that we watch, which is
He
on
had a
YouTube at the
little
moment.
thing on his back that looked like,
That might have been just a microphone.
possibly.
That
Actually,
it's got a whole self-powered system that can stream to a camera as well. So that it would
What do you
obviously
mean
have
it's
to.
streaming to a camera?
Well, you know the camera that was
The
filming.
camera was...
No, they had a special camera
yeah.
that apparently could show what he was saying.
So it obviously has some type of Wi-Fi connection to it. So this whole system's got this whole thing built around it already, fully done. By the looks of it, no bugs.
I'm guessing you need a
I don't believe
computer.
that.
Like I'm only guessing here is that you'd need a computer which is running the HoloLens thing and it streams
But
to
it would still
the
have to have a
device.
CPU, a CPU in it.
Yeah.
And I guess some of the extra
Yeah, when you look
lifting
at
would be
phones
done on the other
phones and
end.
shit these days are that powerful now. Like,
Well, that's what I'm getting at. If it had that sort of stuff in it, well, it would have to be like
Yeah.
$1,000 product.
What I got out of it was the fact that like a couple of people could be wearing this and all seeing the same, movie, app. Okay, and you could stretch it to whatever size you want over any wall. So then, for me, like TVs are like getting bigger and stuff and skinnier. And I always said to people, eventually we're going to have the poster tube TVs where someone will come in and goes, I want the 80-inch, and you pull out this poster tube from the top and that'll be your TV because it's going to be on the flexible LCD. You just roll it up and you can blue tack it up on the wall. It's going to be light as and wireless stream your video to it. But this type of technology like makes owning anything like that completely redundant. So
But I couldn't see that it would be super clear. Like, I just, not cleared like as in, more contrast and everything. Like,
But we're looking at like this is the initial thing that's
Yeah.
coming out now, whereas like the flexible screens are still really prototype. Like there's some that you can possibly get on a small scale, but like for an 80-inch size, by the time that is like scalable to like selling, the technology that a HoloLens could have is going to be far more advanced, which I'm excited about. Like it's a new way to view things and like control a computer.
I'm
which is
excited as a
interesting.
tech thing and everything going forward, but not as a gaming thing.
Yeah, it didn't. To me, I was It looks like okay.
the benefit to this is the fact that you can see through it and you can visualize if someone's going to punch in the dick. That's
That
the
is
benefit.
actually, they've got a special Microsoft poster, like the green that they use and everything. And, best thing ever, you don't get punched in the dick by your friends.
Exactly.
And it's got sort of, generic happy family on it too, like doing stuff at you.
Like
but
going
they're
for the-
like
going for the
generally,
punch.
or they go a bit like, that they want to sort of hit all the different sort of stereotypes within their picture as well. And they're all there real happy, like, look, we're a university student.
And then someone goes going, covering his penis.
And then there's like the Apple one where it's the silhouette and someone's
boom,
just getting.
right in the dick. He's on the ground like, oh.
That's the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, so but picture this with the HoloLens, right? You like for gaming. I'm going to talk about this concept is like not the games that we know now. Okay, it's the whole like.
Oh, sorry, it's just the timer.
That was long 3 minutes, man.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going to go back to a game like chess, right? You could be playing against someone over the internet, see them in front of you using the HoloLens, and literally physically, like, moving these chess pieces. And the other person that you're playing against over the internet is doing the same thing, yet sitting in front of you. Like, this is the concept that can actually happen. This is what I see this doing. And, like board games is perfect, example for, like, doing this. Like, calling up someone, hey, you want to play this board game? Bang, HoloLens on, board game right in front of you, and away you
Pissed me
go.
off.
rolling the dice.
Man, I'm not paying $1 for this game. Yeah, but the real version's like $80. Dude, it's an app. $1.
Yeah, but I got this
Stuff that.
$1,000 headset that I can do stuff with.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, you won't want to buy an app. You know, when you go on the phone and you're like, $1.49. God, if it was 99 cents, I'd buy it.
It just makes me think of Futurama for some reason. Like, just like internet and browsing in real life. If you've watched all those episodes.
Yeah.
When they go into the internet. Yeah. All right.
Okay,
That's the whole blah, 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 blah.
The whole blah, 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 blah?
Before we started the podcast, I actually said to you guys something about...
and you were like,
wait
for the podcast.
We just need to remember that Bethesda is doing an E3 thing, which was funnily enough because I was scrolling through Reddit just after that. And
we're going to have a wild speculation segment.
No, Bethesda have actually posted up like what they're presenting,
No.
not the actual games, but what they're actually showing at their thing. Because you're like, it's just Doom. Yeah, it's just going to be Doom.
The other reason I'm like, it's just Doom is because at our games conference at work, Bethesda had their own little stall for our little E3 day, and I was like, oh my god, Bethesda's got their own stall, they're going to show me some like Elder Scrolls Online, or this was before the game came out or even, much about it and stuff. Got around to theirs and it was Doom 3 BFG edition. And they were like, yeah, we're just going to play it, and they wouldn't even let us play it. It was like, we're just going to show you this guy playing the game, and I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, this is Doom 3, I played this like 15 years ago.
Ages ago. And I needed a flashlight mod. What?
But it wasn't the BFG edition.
Yeah.
Well, the BFG is big flashlight gun.
I did that. All right, so what they've said, I'll read this thing from one of the PlayStation websites. Well, at least those are the product categories that are checked off on a form on the official E3 Bethesda conference page. It looks like what there's going to be, there's a free-to-play title that would be coming to current-gen consoles.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
Hang on. I can tell you what that is already.
Current-gen consoles, PC, and mobile devices.
I can tell you what that is.
What does current gen mean?
Elder Scrolls Online.
You think so?
100%. PC, it's already out on PC.
Free to play, yeah.
Free to play coming to... This was probably written up before it got announced Tamriel Edition, but it is just coming out on consoles in the next month or two.
There you go.
And
Also, heard it here first.
No, it is. Literally, it is coming out. And
you heard it here first.
Tablet, I'm assuming that you might be able to like manipulate your settings or something like that.
All right, so apparently there's an action title that will be also coming to current gen consoles, PC, and mobile devices.
I can tell you what those. So Elder Scrolls Online.
And mobile devices. That sounds horrible.
And the RPG will be hitting PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC.
Oh, that does
so do you reckon that means that Doom is going to be a role-playing game?
The RPG.
There's an RPG that they're showing.
They don't say the action. Action.
There's an action title.
Okay, that's Doom.
Yeah, true, that would make sense. And there's an RPG that they're making, so it will obviously be Fallout.
I do not.
And Elder
that
Scrolls.
said Xbox 360.
They would
and
not
PS3.
make it last.
RPG
gen.
will be hitting PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC.
Where's that being
Why would they?
pulled from?
Why would anyone make a game for last gen?
Not when it's that big.
Yeah,
That would be ridiculous.
at all.
I don't know. Maybe that's
I
what
wouldn't be
they want
happy
to do.
if that happened.
Yeah.
Most of the companies do this. They say
it's
that,
limited now.
but they say that and then they scrap it. It's just like Arkham at Night. They were going to make it on PS3 and Xbox 360, but they scrapped it. They said, no, we want to make a better game.
Where'd you find this?
I can't remember what this
speculation?
website is. I took a screenshot and I didn't actually say the website. It's one of the PlayStation websites I normally go to, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, so that would be pretty cool, even though it's skepticism.
Well, isn't this one of the only times Bethesda have had their own live conference? Like, a lot of the companies are doing it. Like, Squeenix...
Are you playing a fucking game, Doug? You're playing a ball bouncing game.
High score though, bro. Yeah.
Square Enix have their own...
Squints.
I just said Squeenix before, and then no one noticed it.
That's pretty funny. Okay,
That's
go.
all I went with.
Yeah, they have their own presentation. Like, one of the best E3s...
But we know what game they're doing, don't we? Because they stuffed up there. Did you see about that too? When the launch came out for Deus Ex, they accidentally leaked it.
What Deus Ex?
They were doing this whole big slow build up.
Trying to hold it in and they let a little bit drizzle out, I'm guessing.
And then someone...
and someone wet their pants.
Whoever had the exclusive info on it, then once the little leak had come out, then whoever... Like, it was rock. I don't know if it was rock, paper,
Shotgun.
It might have been that, or whoever it was. They then
Trusty
launched.
Crowbar.
Yeah, they launched their whole article, and then they were just like, "Oh, okay. Well, we won't worry about this long build up we're going to do." They were doing like a Twitch live stream thing of some guy in a box or something. There was this whole thing that sounded like a really big marketing exercise, and they fucked it. And then they just had Did you see how it's like?
I just remember reading Deus Ex Mankind Divided announced. I was like, "This is great,"
but it was leaked the day before, and then which it seemed to be a legitimate leak. Because half the time I feel like the leaks are not.
They're more news to build up news about it.
They do a leak.
Yeah, they're like, whoops, this was leaked. Now we need to bring out something.
It's like you do it to test the waters, and they're like, okay, we'll do a proper.
We'll release a trailer in 2 days.
Yeah, whereas these guys, they had a whole campaign that was in the midst of happening, and then it got
cancel everything.
Yeah,
they stuffed it.
Which seems
dickheads.
Well, I'm excited about E3 this year because it's not far away.
Yes. When is it? When is E3?
Not far away.
Hang on, I might say it on my picture that you don't believe is real.
June or July or August or September.
Are we going this year?
No, I've got a...
we got press passes, man.
That is something I had to bring up.
Oh, what?
So, I sent off an email to E3. They said no.
You piece of shit. You got me really excited. But in the next 2 weeks, I believe it's the next 2 weeks, this game, if anyone's watching the video, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Dun dun dun.
Witcher, it's like we're an officially affiliated to it.
No, it's just the only two posters
Well,
that we have.
we'd like to thank our sponsor, Geralt.
Geralt? Isn't it Geralt? Oh, no, I can't remember.
Geralt.
White hair man.
Geralt Sorty.
Sorty guy. Well, get away, that order guy.
Get away, that order guy.
That order guy. I can't remember his name. It was a pretty boring game.
He looks so good just sitting there.
Yeah, he's quite
he
blue.
Seriously should go on a chair.
It looks like he's got the Superman effect, just a blue tint all over his face. But The Witcher 3 is coming out in 2 weeks, which I'm very, very excited about. I just read some stats on it, which is saying, get it away from me, Doug. What are you doing? I'm just going down here, guys. The main story of the game is roughly 50 hours. Just the main story. And side quests are going to be roughly 50 hours as well.
Another game.
I was told it was like 200. Oh, no, that was Metal Gear, I was told.
Yeah, so that's
Look,
pretty good.
I'm not that excited about the length of that game.
I'm excited about the game in itself.
The game looks interesting and cool.
Luke prefers more girth than length.
That's true. I want quality, not length.
Length.
Okay, so there's a few concepts, especially the hunt and stuff looks really cool, like going off and finding the animals and the creatures and shit. And
like Red Dead Redemption.
And for me, like the idea of...
Get off that fucking game, Doug.
I'm listening, you cock.
The idea of like it's just a really smooth transition into like the side quests and stuff and like the animation and the motion capture and stuff. It looks really nice and very smooth kind of game. But it's like 100+ hours to get through, and I'm like, I'll see how I go. If I really enjoy it, I probably will, because I'm really enjoying Bloodborne still, and I've put a lot of time into that.
Reese, I didn't get your meme you put up the other day.
My meme?
Yeah.
What meme did I put up?
About The Witcher.
Oh, no, that was just because a friend had an Xbox, and then he just realised that none of his friends play on
I didn't
Xbox
get it
anymore.
either. What was the picture
No,
down
the one
bottom?
about The Witcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about Xbox. It was about the guy...
They don't...
The producer or something?
The producers say they would rather play it on
lower specs on PC
than like Xbox One or something.
Yeah,
just because Xbox One doesn't look as good as what the PC and PS4 will look. So they're actually releasing PS4 footage in a new trailer soon for The Witcher. I think it'll probably be coming out next week. So we'll actually see the difference between PC quality, and PC quality looks amazing. PS4 won't look as good for sure, but it still look better than Xbox.
Microsoft used PC footage for the trailer for the Xbox version.
Yeah, dogs.
They had to apologise.
Does it seem like it's been a while since they that PCs have been back at the in front, but you have to have a huge wallet to have it? Like, so this is where the top end PC graphics are, and you need two $1,000 graphics cards to run that.
I think we're looking at the games that are coming out this year are the ones that should push it further along. But like right now, you could get a PC, I reckon, for about $1,000 that would run the games fairly well, and they'd still look
run
better.
well.
It'd run Grand Theft Auto 5 better than what the PlayStation.
But everything's
4
just like
could.
pushed to that next level at the moment. Like,
See-
yep. So here is Ultra HD or 4K.
Yeah, there's that next jump happening right now.
As in,
of
like 4K at 60 frames a second, just like off its head amount. And like, you'd need 16 or 32 gig of ultra fast RAM, probably solid state hard drive to run it. Just everything, couple $1,000 plus worth of gear. But it feels like it's been a while since it's been at that. Like we've been just in the, just have a pretty good computer. Maybe that $1,000-$1,500 and you'll run everything.
But it has been a while because PC at whatever price after a couple of years of a console being out is superior, even a cheap PC. Whereas we've had a console generation jump, so we're like, oh, look at the great graphics of this console. So of course it's going to be much more expensive to get a PC which does it, but eventually, like a couple of years down the track, the cheap, shitty PC will still be better than the consoles. And that's because the console generations go for like 8 years now. So
yeah, but it's like
That's
I feel like it's just step to the next generation in PC stuff as well. In recent
See, graphic-wise, I love a game when it looks good, but I love the fact that on consoles they're optimized to be the best that they can possibly be on the consoles, and I'm happy with that. I don't need a game to look like
but I get it.
super good because my television is a brand that no one's ever heard of, so it's not going to show up what it looks like. Everyone says my TV looks like someone's taken their own handheld camera and filmed that same movie. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. And I'm used to it now.
But a few games, especially your bigger open-ended RPGs. What's on me?
Nothing now. Just a dead spider.
Oh,
Oh,
come
good.
down beside me.
Yeah. Is that a song?
sat down beside you.
I didn't quite know.
I know. We all know it.
Yeah.
I save and reload RPG stuff because you're like, I'll save before I go in here, and I'd like just super quick loads, which you don't get in any Elder Scroll games.
No, but you do get in Abe's Odyssey on the friggin' PlayStation.
What?
There's a quick load and quick save
Straight away.
on Abe's
I
Odyssey.
don't mean so much just the shortcut button. I mean just the actual.
Just when you save that it
I mean the
takes-
physical
Oh,
time.
physical
It takes
save,
ages
yeah.
and
I mean,
load
hell.
takes ages, whereas on computer it's pretty quick.
But
He's
then-
playing a different game now. Like,
Give
honestly,
me the phone so I can play.
James.
But then I don't know if that's then bad for the game, the way that I play. Like, do you play PC
It's not good for
games
your
that
hard
way?
drive, probably.
Like, do you save stuff a lot on PC?
I save stuff a lot on every game that I play that is like an RPG.
Like, so Deus Ex, did you save the heck out of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. See, I don't like clutter.
No, so
So I'll probably have maybe.
I have a series
I'll
of
have 3, and if I accidentally do another one, I'll delete one.
6 or 7 saves, and then there's one that you're like, maybe I want to, like, after a while, go back to this point, which is there's small decisions through the game, but there's pivotal decisions.
I've always thought
Pinnacle?
that,
Well,
and then never go back.
Yeah.
So I reckon
But you get too far in the game, and you're just like, fuck
I
this.
should bring it up after the podcast. I reckon Deus Ex probably a couple hundred. Like, I'll just literally, I don't delete them. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, you
That's fine.
don't need to.
I could probably delete them now.
Well, it depends on, like, if you know where
You might want to go back.
If you know where, if you know where a big change is, then you will save it. Like,
Well, you don't the first time you play it.
yeah, true. On The Witcher, the new one,
Yeah.
The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt.
It has
The Witcher, oh shit!
this character will remember this.
It is. It's got 36 different endings. So that's a lot.
Yeah, so, okay, let's make a decision here for the three of us that we use one save for The Witcher 3.
No, because once it
I'm
gets
sorry.
corrupted, you
I'm sorry.
dickhead.
No. Yeah, what happens if you take your hard drive over to your brother's place?
Yeah, then it doesn't matter what you've done.
Exactly.
You lose
Doesn't
it all.
matter. Lost.
Don't bring your hard drive to my house again. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was intentional.
Reese,
All right,
Maybe you pissed me off one
magnetic
day.
doors.
Cloud save. You'll be sweet.
Yeah. No, seriously. Like, okay.
Cloud save on PS Plus, you only get it. I think a gig. Because I reached the limit, and I was like, shit, I got to delete everything. And then I started deleting.
I
like,
can
tons of
delete
shit.
heaps of
I went through
games.
my whole system on my PS4 and deleted so much random shit that's like it's got like downloads of like First Light and like all these other games and Dragon Age that I never played. Like, just went through every possible way of making space. I had plenty of space, I think, on my actual hard drive, but
I was about
just
to say,
wiped all the other shit.
when I went to install Dying Light. And they're like, yep, not enough space. I'm like, what? I'm like, I got like 3 games on PlayStation 4. And then I went through, I'm like, so I installed, Battlefield had just went on there. So that was, whatever, like 50, 60 gig. And then same sort of thing, there was stuff that I just played for like one time. And I'm like, yep, not playing that again. And it was just, everything is huge, like full installs. I didn't realise that was going down.
Like, people come into work and say that they find that as a major issue, like that the console size is so small. I would find that with the Xbox One, and this isn't
Well, it's
like
probably 10 games.
it is about 10 games probably. This isn't a major dig at that. It's what it is like on the PlayStation. Like, I try to explain to people that you can put a disc in and it will install the game in 15 seconds, and then you can get into it and
Not
start
if it's
playing it.
Battlefield Hardline.
Yeah, which I had that problem too. No, there's a bug, and you have to restart your...
Oh, was that? See, I didn't get
Yeah, I
that.
haven't done that yet. Shit, I should do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, 15, 20 seconds is usually the install time for most of the games and stuff on the console. So technically, like, you could go through and delete the data for it and save yourself the 40, 50 gig. And then whenever you do want to go back into it, you put the disc in. It's 10, 15 seconds. It's not long. It's not a huge time that's like the computer, like a PC, which would take...
Once again, except for Battlefield, because you can only play the prologue, and then it has to install.
Yeah, see, I've never had the experience of deleting a game and then just installing the CD. I don't know if they keep the online update on there or they wipe the whole thing when you actually delete the game from your menu.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which we should actually
I
test
know
that out
that
one day.
your save data stays
It stays there. Yeah, that's when I said I went through everything. Like, whew,
Luke,
everything.
can you transfer stuff on PlayStation 4 to external hard drive games?
You cannot.
External hard drive
You can
games.
on
Xbox.
Xbox.
You know a lot on
Crazy.
Xbox that PS4 doesn't
Xbox
have.
One can do a 4 terabyte hard drive. You just USB in, and it's
Yeah,
Maybe
it
this is
has
why.
to be USB 3.
Yeah.
This will teach me for listening to Major Nelson Xbox podcast, and I'm like, they talk about some. I'm like, that's a really good capability. Good work, guys. Like
it is. It should be on the PlayStation 4. You should be able to USB and use it. However, the Xbox, you cannot take the hard drive out and replace it. The PlayStation, you can. There's pros and cons of both ways about it. The
But the
PlayStation's
average
a lot harder.
punter's not going to want to do
No.
that.
No, I went out and bought a bloody laptop that had Adaware all over it by Lenovo. Yeah, Lenovo. Yeah, just so I could plug like a hard drive in and watch things, and I would have been happy to do that on my PS4. I really thought when the PS4 first came out that it was going to have it. It didn't, and I was like, yeah, cool. PS3 brought it out a year later.
That was a while.
It was about a year, wasn't it?
I felt like it was ages.
It was
Really?
like it did USB. Like, did they ever transition past FAT32 hard drives?
I don't think so.
See, I remember I called up the PS4 hotline trying to scam some shit and get something off them because
I remember
they dicked me around. They were like, but the USB support will be happening.
It's still
nothing's been
announced.
probably announced, but it will be happening. And I was just like, oh, sweet.
Maybe it hasn't been announced.
But it just hasn't come through yet. And that was about over a year ago now.
Well, there hasn't been major updates that I've been read about for a while.
Yeah.
You know how like every month there was
well,
usually like a massive update. The last one I read was the button mapping.
I was going to say...
But that's really good.
all
They've done that well.
No, all the rest mode stuff that's come in as well.
The thing that's a bit annoying, the button mapping...
Have you used that?
No, I haven't used it, but the button mapping that I know, you can't set it for... You can't say button mapping this for Bloodborne, button mapping this for Hardline.
Oh, it's
you-
hardwired at the console.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
But that might be because all games have different button mapping
So you can't
settings
do
in them
A
themselves.
custom 1, custom 2, custom 3.
Yeah, no.
You just change
Button
it once.
mapping for your whole controller for the whole time.
So you're setting it for your system.
Yeah. See, whereas like some people would like button mapping like that so they can make it easy accessible for certain games and make them a bit better, and they might think, oh, that attack button's stupid, it should be X or whatever.
Instead, it's just your X is always circle.
Yeah, whatever you set it to. Which
that is silly. Silly Sallies.
so they might bring something.
How did this happen?
No, it would. Okay, if you could save like half a dozen profiles when you launch a game. Hey, bang! What profile do you want to load? Bang! Blood. Like that would make sense if it like if you could at least save different profiles, even if you had to change it at a system level before you went into the game, it would still be made sense if they're just, hey, here's your options that you have preset. But maybe you can, Reese. Have you checked? Nope.
No, I just read you can't. I've never needed to change the button configuration because most games they just suck at anyway. So
I just figured
Was
this
that a
is
deal,
what
is it?
the developer wanted to do, so it must be right.
when
then I just
like with
learned.
Dying Light when they made jump the R1 button. No, how much have you played of it?
20 minutes.
20 exactly. When I first played, I was like, "This is fucking retarded. This is just ridiculous." But it makes complete sense because when you're jumping, you need you need your fingers and your thumbs to be exactly where you need them to be when you're doing things. So it's in the exact best position for it to be.
See, that's where
Yeah.
if it popped up at the start, you'd be like, "No, that's stupid. I'm going to make it X."
Yeah.
Then you would never know, and then you'd get real upset at the
Yeah.
game. This is where I feel like, they've play tested the shit out of it.
Because
You're right, because you take your thumb off the
what
right
it is-
stick to hit X.
Yeah. What you need is
100%.
you need buttons on both the thumbsticks so you can look and jump and do your parkour shit.
Yeah.
Parkour. And you don't want to take your finger off because it would just completely ruin the flow of the actual game. And they've done it well.
That's
Very
what,
well.
especially controller layout, because there's like every game, or not every game, but there's so many different mechanics that games can have, and obviously with jumping being a big part of Dying Light, they've spent ages testing it. I'm just going to hope that the developer's done the right thing. Like GTA generally is always mapped a little bit differently to other games just to suit some of their buttons, but
It
it's
always
like,
takes me, when I haven't played GTA for a while and I get back into the game, I always pull out my gun, put the gun away, punch someone, jump, do something else, and then figure out, you got to push the freaking touchpad to change camera.
And then you go to first person and your whole buttons are changed
No,
again.
because it always pops up as first person on mine.
Really?
And I'm like,
you
how do I
have to
get out of this first person? And I push every button to try and figure it out.
But I've changed first person just so it's like Far Cry for buttons pretty much. And it makes it so much easier. Even like I can easily jump between first person with the first person configuration of games to GTA button configurations of third person easily and just flow with it. Makes life simple. So you can do it. Like, you know how button configuration on first person
you're saying he jumps between
is different than
first
third person.
Yeah.
And I can jump between both of those and still understand the button configuration to have it make sense.
Yeah, because your brain just thinks, it's any other first-person game.
Yeah,
And, and then it goes back to third person, you're like, hey.
Because when I tried doing it with the same buttons as third person, it was so hard.
That's fine. What I'm saying is I just completely forget where the change camera angle button is.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. I think that's all we got time for tonight, today, this evening, this morning, wherever you are, I believe. That's all we got time for?
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you made it to the end.
You can find us on Lucas and Reese Show on the Twitter.
Lucas and Reese Show.
LucasandReese.com.
Yep.
Facebook/Lucas and Reese. And then Lucas
Twitter
and
handle.
Reese.
We're really taking this way too far. Lucas Reese.
Our Twitter handle is Lucas Reese.
No. Find us on Trusty Crowbar AU. That's our Twitter.
On the Twitter sphere.
We are
YouTube.com/Trusty Crowbar Podcast. Facebook.com/The Trusty Crowbar.
And
check out Uncanny Valley.
yeah, that's a good game.
We didn't, if you may have noticed, we didn't do a podcast last week. Instead, we did a.
So what we're going to be
Let's Play.
trying to do, if you've got this far with podcast, we're going to be trying to do fortnightly podcast, fortnightly Let's Plays, games or whatnot. So
And tell us which one you like better.
Yeah,
if you like us
if
playing
you-
games, and you could slip us $10. And
I think if they don't
do
like
the next
if
week
they don't like
game
this
or not.
podcast, then they probably wouldn't get this far into it to tell us that it sucks.
Yeah, we probably should have addressed this at the start.
But that doesn't matter. I'm Reese Whittingslow,
I'm Lucas Winningslow.
And I'm Douglas Bright.
and we are the Trusty Crowbar. This is episode 110. Farewell.
109.
No. Peace.